So one of the things that Mulvey talks about in her essay is that the infrastructure of the cinema itself plays upon these kind of voyeuristic fantasies. That the infrastructure helps to promote these voyeuristic ideas. So there's a sense of separation between the theater space and what's unfolding on the cinema screen. And in addition, one of the other things that happens here is that because of this kind of darkened space, which is isolated, it kind of provides the illusion that that we're looking in on a private world. And Mulvey follows this by noting that scopophilia has the possibility of having a certain narcissistic element, and she draws this conclusion from French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan, who is largely adopting the Freudian text, reinterpreting the Freudian text through kind of new advances in linguistics. And she draws specifically from this idea of the mirror stage, and you don't have to know kind of the details per se of the mirror stage. I'm not expecting you to know this, but just to give you some background to try to contextualize this a bit, Lacan in this essay, The Mirror Stage, argues that this is where the infant begins to identify itself as an independent body in the world, and the infant, recognizing itself in the mirror, begins to take that image as being kind of a more perfect whole or a more perfect self. And so Laura Mulvey draws on these ideas to suggest that in the narrative cinema, the male protagonist, typically the male protagonist, in effect becomes our kind of more perfect self. And it again plays upon this idea of this kind of that scopophilia might have this narcissistic component to it. And so we identify with the protagonist as this kind of more perfect representation of ourselves, just in the similar in the way that the infant, when it recognizes itself in the mirror, sees that reflection as its more perfect self.